Hey, welcome to the Blue Jay Banner Postgame Show. We're live here at the Let It Fly Sports Bar in downtown Omaha. We're a very loud, enthusiastic crowd. Watched the Creighton game, but they kind of quieted down after the first 8 minutes of the game, unfortunately. Yeah. Jays go down big to Xavier. We will break down the game, have our unsung hero worst call of the night. Love to get your feedback. So everybody out there watching on YouTube, thanks so much. Make sure you get onto the chat feature down below. Put in all your questions you have, comments, so forth. We'll take any questions you might have with bracketology as well. And make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. And you'll have to hit the subscribe button to be able to use chat. So there you go. But Jays go down big. I don't know. There's no. I mean, we've been talking about this for 3 weeks. We circled this game. This could be a problem because this Xavier team's really, really, really good.
They're talented.
And they had 2 overtime losses, another 2-point loss. If they got those games, let me tell you, number one, Xavier would be in the NCAA tournament and be at the top, toward the top of the league. Number two, the conference title would be up for grabs. So, yeah, lot going on. But just your overall thoughts.
Players that hadn't been playing well as of late really just kind of got it going. They're in rhythm. They're at home. I think they just understood what was riding on the game, right?
Yeah.
You got the fans out night before the game. There's just a lot of energy there. You know, it's 3 o'clock game, too, for the guys, not to make any excuses, but when you're traveling on the road too, you know, that kind of throws off rhythm when you're generally used to playing at night majority of the time, and, you know, just flying in and some of those things, legs might not be there, but you can't say that, right? We just didn't, I just don't think we came out with the right edge at this stage in conference play, you know, honestly, and just knowing everything that's.
There was bunch of plays in the first half. I just thought there was no fight.
It wasn't,
not to pick on Kalk, but I mean, come on, you got to play tougher than that. I mean, you've got a big guy that you kind of took advantage of here in Omaha. Yeah. You've got to back that guy down and be tougher.
But you could say he too was coming with a lot of aggression.
Oh, sure,
he was.
Sure, absolutely.
And like even on their doubles, they were, you know, knee and Kalk, and you know they were playing a little physical and a little dirty too at that, but they had a lot riding, you know, at the end of the day, and they just wanted a little more. It was just really what it looked like. We just kind of came out flat. I don't know if that's like some health issues, right?
Yeah, I'd like to blame it on Fedor, but I don't think that would have made such a huge deal.
Everybody could be feeling under the weather, right? That's kind of been this thing.
DK and Miller, after our last show, when they were here after the game, they're both not feeling very good.
Right, and so I think it's a little everybody might have something, and Fedor probably has the largest.
Yeah, well, obviously he couldn't get out of the hotel room, so.
Right.
I'm glad we got the guys out of the bench, off the floor about 5 minutes ago.
Yep. I mean, that's the positive. I think that's the only positive, really, we could take from this one.
Yeah.
I guess, and just having some experience, you know, on a pretty tough site. But, yeah, getting the young guys in, just getting some other legs in the game, which I think we're going to need here soon, especially in the Big East tournament, right? There's going to be some pivotal moments where some of those younger players are going to have to provide some of this experience that they've basically had over this season. Sorry, we're watching this.
We're watching the Tennessee-Alabama last second shot. Unbelievable. Huge game in the SEC. Just to have it end like that, unreal.
Yep.
Yeah, and then, you know, we saw some of the talent when Xavier came here, man. Those guards were.
Yeah, they're talented.
Very talented.
Yeah. What is it? Conway, shooter, lefty.
Yeah, he's really good.
When he gets going, man, it's
Maddox is tough.
Like lights out. And Maddox, yes, hadn't played to this caliber as of yet, really. You know, he's been trying to figure it out over the past month or so, but he really just, you know, came out hot and just continued the confidence. And you saw it through the big fella, too, right? That they were kind of touching on that hadn't really played because of Fremantle, and he kind of came in and gave great minutes, you know. I just felt like their team 1 through 15 wanted it more. You know, it just felt that way.
Their backs against the wall. They had to have it. If they didn't win today, they have zero chance of getting the NCAA tournament. They still might not get in, but at least now they're in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They've got to finish out the season and then hope that the committee takes some games in the tournament. You know, and I think with them, they're probably going to be the 5 seed now, so they're going to get a bye.
So what is that? 21, 19? 19 wins? 19?
Let's go. I think they're 19. Let me pull it up here.
They were saying 21 for all teams generally nowadays gets in.
No,
we've been stating 20.
No,
I know, but you got to consider who.
There's no win total. There's no win total. No.
That has a factor into it. It has to, though.
0. I'm telling you, it does not factor in.
All right.
0.
All right. Okay.
Like right now, Utah State's 23-6. They're in some trouble because they don't have the quality wins. That's the problem with Xavier. They just don't have quality wins.
But they're in the Big East. That's we're talking.
Right, but Xavier still doesn't have many quality wins. That's the problem. So let's see. Has this been updated yet? I do not think it has been. No, this one hasn't been updated. So they are 12 and 7 in conference. So they're a game ahead of Villanova now.
Right.
So they only have one game left. If they can win that, they'll be the 5 seed. Okay. So then they're going to play UConn first game, most likely. Now that could change.
But the team I saw today, I feel they want to play UConn.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. So, that there. Well, my point is that. Excuse me, I got this cough thing. My point is that they will then have somewhat of a quality win if they can beat UConn. So that will add another
Is that quality, though? I'm at a point to, I don't know.
Neutral site.
I hear you, but I'm just at a point of now, granted, I guess you put UConn in quad 1, or are they 2?
Let me pull it up. I think.
I just don't consider them quality right now. I feel like they've had some iffy losses. And they just don't look great.
I think,
me,
what
honestly.
are they, 37? So they would be on a neutral site. That would be a quad 1 win.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
So, yeah, that'll be another quad 1 win. And it's not always quad 1, too. I mean, the committee does drill down and take a look at, hey, your UConn win that wasn't a quad 1 is a quad 2, but that's still a quality win.
Yeah.
It's still a win against somebody in the field.
National,
they don't take close losses into play. However, I've been told from several committee members that when it's down to A or B, they're trying to drill down, trying to figure out, okay, how can we? They'll look at that and go, well, look, they're really competitive in these games against really good teams. So because they want we sometimes lose sight of the fact we're trying to put the best teams in the NCAA tournament that will be the most competitive with
right.
Right. So sometimes we lose track of that where, look, they've got 5 quad 1 wins. Yeah, well, they also have 5 quad 1 losses where they lost by 40. You know, I mean, so, but that's where the metrics come in and you take a look at that. But anyway, somebody's already asked about Creighton. They're going to be solidly an 8 seed now.
Yep.
I don't know if they can climb much out of that. Maybe to a 7.
I see maybe 9, honestly, but
yeah, no, they're going to be. There's so many teams in that cluster right now. It's hard to sort them all out. Mm-hmm. This is as weird as this sounds. Gonzaga playing San Francisco tonight. San Francisco could beat them. They do, and Gonzaga's. I don't know that they're going to be in huge trouble, but they're in a little bit of trouble. They just don't have anything on their resume. The only thing that's keeping them going is they have a number 8 net overall, and the committee's not going to keep a team out that's number 8 overall. So they got that going for them.
Just their pass.
Yeah, it's not their pass. But we litigated that.
There's a lot of storylines.
We litigated that, and that's not true. But anyway,
there are though.
All right,
there are.
So anyway, Creighton, and that would be unfortunate because we'd be an 8 and 9. And I was talking with Matt Dorwart, and he's like, "God, I'd like to see him drop to 10 and have a better shot." I said, I get you, but the reason I'm so confident that we're going to finish second is we go at Seton Hall. Okay, now, look, we might just come out flat again. Well, we didn't today. We got off to a good start today, actually.
I mean, a decent start, but even the guys, they just didn't look like they had too much energy. Like, it just didn't feel the same, right?
And if we don't take Seton Hall seriously, okay, which we need to,
yeah, that can go.
Then
that could be a bad game.
Then we need, but that road game, and then the home game against Butler, I'm pretty confident in that one. last game of the year, senior night. I
Yeah,
think we're gonna be good.
not worried about that. But the Seton Hall win?
So if we beat Seton Hall and then beat Butler, no matter we look in the standings, we're tied with Marquette, but we have the tiebreakers over them because we swept Villanova and split with Xavier. So all the other teams lost to Villanova, so it'll come down to Villanova, and we will have a tiebreaker.
I hear what you're saying, Tim. I've just been on the opposite side when we had the wins we thought we had, and we ended up a seed that we shouldn't have had.
What year?
I would say just about every year.
You're a 3 seed.
North Carolina.
You're better than a 3 seed.
So
North Carolina? No, that was about right. I never thought any of those were bad.
Definitely.
I thought the one when you played Cincinnati, I thought that one, I thought you guys could have been a spot higher.
Duke.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought you guys could have been one higher that year. Yeah, I'll give you that one. But then there was a year, there was a couple years after you left, we got an 8 seed when we played Kansas. We should have been like a 10.
Yeah.
So it can't get us up in there.
Storyline.
Anyway, that's that. Yeah, I don't.
Not a lot.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
I mean, they kind of got it going there. We were down 20 plus and knocked it down to 7 at one point and had the ball.
We were bound to find a rhythm, at some point. Like the well, at some point.
Ashworth, I've never seen him bank one in before. That was a little strange.
I mean, minutes, right?
Yeah,
legs
I know.
are a little bit tired.
It.
We're right at the brink of it.
Yeah.
Now we're dealing with health issues right now. They're probably not all at 100% health. Nobody is, right? Of course, but then you're battling fatigue issues.
But
that makes things a little tougher.
I understand it's fatigue for him.
I'm not even saying for him. I'm just saying as a
but
whole.
Let's just talk about Ashford for a second. But you're a point guard, so tell me. I just feel like he's dribbling the ball too much. Like the ball's not moving. It's just stuck. He's trying to go around screens, and it's not working. He's going around another screen. It's not working. It's going around another screen. It's not working. It's going around another screen. I mean, I just think eventually I noticed what Mac did in the second half. They started off putting him in the corner, had Jemiah with the ball at point. I thought things started to flow a little better. And I thought, frankly, he was getting a little more open.
He's going to get more open, coming off ball screens, not having the ball in his hand, of course. But, I mean, I've said this a few takes ago that he's probably holding on the ball a little too long at times, but not even, it's more or less the dribbling east and west, not north and south. And so those are wasted dribbles, right? So
that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
To your point, and now he's more or less using
tons of energy, and we haven't. Nothing's
not
happened.
even him. He's spending Cox energy or the 4, or and so now those guys too aren't finishing at the rim that maybe they should, because he's just kind of roaming back and forth between pick and rolls instead of like getting to a spot and actually just shooting that. I honestly think he needs to just start shooting more mid-range jump shots, because they're giving him that shot.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
And he's been hitting it somewhat consistently over the past 5 games or so. That it's like if they're giving you 4 to 6 to 8 of those a game, you have to shoot that and not always just be hunting this 3-point shot. I think that's just kind of the thing where this game has gone. It's just evolved to fall in love with the 3.
It's not true drop coverage, but a lot of teams are like dropping.
It's a light hedge because they know he's not gonna get downhill to the paint. So generally they're getting back to caulk, and got that backside tag guy. But I think he needs to put more pressure there. Start shooting some floaters. Honestly, I think it would just change the offense and like make his life a lot easier.
I agree with you. I agree with that. And plus, then maybe things start opening up with caulk because guys come out a little more.
They have to at that point, right? You hit a few, and now they're closing harder. That lob's way easier. Yeah. And just some of those late passes, too. They're just not there.
Wow, what a game Rigsby had for Minnesota today, huh? 5 of 6 from 3. I
like Pinnacle Bank.
I was listening to the legendary Kent Pavelka on the call of those last few seconds.
Okay.
Oh, my word. He's screaming, yelling, going crazy. Oh, are you kidding me? He just threw one up and it went in. And I'm like, dude, the guy was 5 of 6 from 3. It wasn't like he was throwing one up. He got a wide open look.
He kind of had it rolling.
Anyway, that's a tough loss for the Huskers. So at least I looked good at my TV appearance on Tuesday when I said, I've had this game circled for a long time for Nebraska that this is could be troublesome. They have to win this game. If they win this game, they're going to be okay. Now things get now you got to kind of win Ohio State, so that's a big one.
Tough business.
Hey, let's talk about CareMinders, our title sponsor. I want to thank Jim and the staff over there at CareMinders for their support. When you're in need of care for injured or loved one, reach out to CareMinders Home Health Care. The agency is comprised of certified caregivers who have many years of experience. You'll receive a versatile, customized care for your peace of mind and well-being. And, maybe you're not ready right now, so go to caremindersnebraska.com. You can see everything they have to offer. And then when the time comes, you can just give them a call, 402-532-1383. That's 402-532-1383. People don't reach out to them unless it's time, and they understand that. So check out on the website first and then call them, 402-532-1383. That's CareMinders Home Health Care. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and then also go down to the bottom on the chat. We'd love to hear some thoughts, some questions. What did you think the issue was today, besides a red-hot Xavier team?
I think it's all internal. I think at this point, I've seen what this team can do, right? And I honestly think a lot of that's more internal than them actually beating us. Yes, they were hitting big shots. But we also didn't, I don't think, pay attention to detail. Like the scouting report on the defensive end looked real sloppy. Missing some switches, kind of letting guys get to rhythm shots, guys get too deep and paint. There was just some things that we were just a step behind, right?
Yeah.
And so I honestly think that's fatigue. And, if the flu's going around, Michael Jordan's the only one I know that's played exceptional with the flu, if you call that the flu. But, it's March. We're finally in March, right?
Here's some good news. The baseball team? Oh, wait. I think I beat 18-6 today.
See.
Yesterday they had a big win, though, over College of Charleston, who's very, very good.
Yeah.
So they're 1-1, so that's good. That's good.
Fair.
So unsung hero today. Oof, this is a tough one.
I'm going Ty Davis, just because.
Yeah.
Solely, this is a pivotal point of the season, right? And him finally getting some somewhat meaningful minutes, not so much for the team, but as far as his experience. And I think there's going to be a point, whether it's a NCAA tournament, a Big East tournament game, that he's going to provide a large 5 minutes that are going to be huge, probably for Ash.
Yeah, it was a good experience for him, and the fact he played today obviously was because of Fedor being out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and so I think he gained a lot. Was able to kind of get some rebounds, get some assists, make more mistakes, get comfortable out there. Kind of where he is, right, and kind of playing, on this balance beam. It's kind of tough to play with full confidence, and I think he just kind of needs to really go out there and make some mistakes.
He made a nice little drive where he gathered it and made it.
Yeah. And
Townley got some look today.
You say what?
Townley scored today, didn't he? Wasn't that him that scored?
JT.
Yeah.
JT might have got.
I think he got 2 points today, if I was seeing everything correctly.
Hold your hat.
There he is.
Yeah. He got 2.
Boom, in the record book.
He's got 2. And a board.
I don't know if you saw this at the end of the Providence game, who got smoked by UConn today. But they put in 2 it's senior day there. It's the last game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Put in 2 walk-ons. These kids have never scored. The one kid they get them the ball. I mean, they're down by 15, 20 points. They get him the ball. He gets fouled and makes the free throw. Mm-hmm. And the ball rolled around the rim, went down. They get the ball one more time, so they set up a play for the other kid, and the other kid makes this looping shot that bounced around the rim 3 times and one. The crowd just went nuts. So it's so cool. Yeah. It's cool to see stuff like that happen.
It is, because it's for them, man. Those are lifetime moments, and just they put so much work in that generally most people don't see. That it's always nice. That's why I hope Sammy gets to get some run.
I think our fans are upset. We had a message and then he retracted it. So.
Yeah. Well.
So we're going with Ty. I'm trying to think anyone else at all.
What can you ask us today? Frederick King I'm still going with King too, though. Like I'm still high on the effort that he's bringing with the minimal amount of minutes that he's getting. Right, he's still coming in, still more or less doing his job, grabbing the boards, providing somewhat of a presence at the rim. I want to say every time he comes in, he about gets at least one block. So I would say he's averaging maybe, half a block.
So we had Tony Chiazza, who is Mac's least favorite referee today. We had Clockerty, who hasn't been good for games we've done. And then we had Matt Potter, excuse me, who's usually pretty good, but today he was a little off his game too. So I thought there was...
Everybody was a little off their game.
Yeah. For worst call, I thought Jackson. And granted...
I thought that travel, to be honest, in the first half. They called on Cock.
Oh, right, no, he traveled.
No, he didn't travel. The reason he traveled, the guy stuck his knee in his crotch area, moved him, and progress.
Yeah, but I mean, so if you're not going to call a foul, it's traveling, yeah.
I mean, but like,
no, I hear
you. You know, that's where I get upset because it's like I wouldn't have traveled had I not got fouled.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that just that was a momentum shift right there.
The other one, Jackson was there for the rebound, and I get Jackson needs to put on weight in the offseason and be, stronger. But Hunter just came right over his back, grabbed the ball, and scored. And Jackson now, when he gets more experience, he'll know on that when he feels the contact to go flying. Absolutely. He tried to hold his ground after he got the contact.
I know exactly what you're saying. And like. He did. Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. That was the one he had to, win an Oscar. Easily.
Okay, here, Paul decided he was going to ask. He says, do you think the starting five could change going forward? Perhaps Ashworth, Neal, Fedor, Green, Kalk. No, because Mac likes to stick with a 20-win team. He likes to stick with what's working.
That. As far as like he likes to stick with that. I mean,
he's always been like that.
No, I would not say that because you can go back to where Grant Gibbs came back and we were playing at a high level with Avery Dingman starting. Shout out to my guy.
But it's Grant Gibbs.
You see what it's saying? But like,
we're talking about Fedor replacing Jackson. That's to me that's an even swap.
But I don't think that's a swap. I don't think that's a good swap.
And that was an injury too. I'm just talking replacing somebody.
Yeah,
Mac tends to he'll do that earlier in the year. But
this was in the middle of the year. This was like right when we started conference play.
But Grant got hurt though.
He got hurt.
Or sick or whatever it was.
And then, but then he got healthy. And then he got reinserted, and then they shifted our whole dynamic for a second.
Gibbs.
No, I hear you.
I
love Grant Gibbs. Legend.
It'd be like if Neal got hurt, he's going to come right back in the lineup. I don't care how many games in a row we won.
I know. But he was happy with coming out.
There's another question that came up today during the game when I was watching it. So I answered, Paul, basically no. Answer was, do you think, this one is with our buddy Ross Ferrarini over there. We were talking about it a little bit, and he said, yeah, but he goes, I get that Ashworth, got the ball too much, and like you said, going east-west. But we got to have somebody that can make some play. And I said, I'd rather have Jemiah. He might make some mistakes, but, man, he makes stuff happen.
I don't know.
And he puts pressure on the defense.
Knowing everything I know.
Right now, what's happening with Ashworth, they're just switching that ball screen, and it's going nowhere.
They're switching it, but, like, Jemiah he's almost doing a little too much.
I'm not saying you just hand it to him, but setting some screens, going around the curl.
I like Ty Davis, man. If we could somehow figure out getting Ty how I was my freshman year, and then we were able to move Antoine to now running off some different ball screen or down screens, coming off floppy actions, to now getting to his actual.
I forget
spots.
You played with Antoine.
Yeah, I think it changed the game, and like for Ash, that's what he needs to be able to kind of come off that floppy action, some of those Klay Thompson type screens, to where now he's freed up and now he has energy to now put the ball on the floor, maybe get to the rim, maybe get to that midi, maybe hit a step back, because with all the dribbles he's doing now and the defense he's playing and all the cutting, he can't make moves with the ball anymore. Now it's just pretty. It's pretty stagnant and kind of, one direction here, one direction there, and not actually getting to his place on the court. But
hey, let's talk about Discount Window and Door of Omaha. Sponsored this year, we want to thank John and everybody over there a ton. They have a trusted reputation with years of industry experience. They have earned the trust and loyalty of homeowners all across Omaha, and one of the reasons is their tremendous service. Another is their tremendous pricing. I think you'd be blown away when you take a look at the prices that they have. If you're thinking about windows, it's springtime, you're probably thinking about some new windows. Give them a call. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, and there you can see the difference in my windows that they did for me, and I couldn't be happier. So that's Discount Window and Door of Omaha. Phone number is 402-884-8989. I'll say it again, 402-884-8989. Discount Window and Door of Omaha. Check them out. Did you know this hockey thing is at the Horseshoe?
Really?
Yeah, Ohio State football stadium. Yeah. Look at that. That looks kind of cool.
I'm thinking the other Horseshoe here in town.
Oh.
I'm like, what? No. I'm like, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I got
Ohio State University at the Horseshoe.
I got you.
Yeah. No, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Columbus. You kind of forget Columbus is. The Blue Jackets are in. I don't put the two together. Like when I see Ohio State football game, I don't think, oh yeah, they got a pro hockey team. I never think of that.
Yeah.
Never,
No,
ever. Other cities like, I don't know, Chicago when Northwestern's playing. First thing I think of is this pro sports teams.
Yeah. No, I hear you. It's a larger market.
Okay, so we got to wash this away quick because we had a quick turnaround. We got a Tuesday game this week. So it's 6 o'clock on FS1. Thank God, no Peacock. Be right on FS1. We'll be right here after the game to break it all down for you. We got to get this game. Get this game, then we've got 2 almost wrapped up. I think the rest of the Big East schedule, a lot of teams are down to 1 game right now. That's what's crazy. But let's look at the rest of the Big East schedule going forward. So we have, all right, here we go. Tuesday, we have Creighton, Seton Hall, Villanova, Georgetown. That's a game Nova really has to win if they have any chance. Then, okay, so it's Wednesday. So we'll know right away. Marquette at UConn. Woo! So if Marquette, they got St. John's yet at the end.
No, they got Seton Hall. Or they have St. John? Who, UConn?
Marquette does.
Oh, okay.
On Saturday, I think.
UConn has got Seton Hall.
Yeah,
so
St. John's got to go to Marquette. So if you look at the standings, if Marquette loses on Wednesday and we win, we will have a game lead over UConn and Marquette. Okay? And I believe that will be the second loss to UConn this year by Marquette. So so we would have, so then if you go down the tiebreakers, there's almost no chance.
I got you.
So we pretty much will wrap up second place if that result happens, if Marquette loses to UConn. As long as we beat Seton Hall. Otherwise, we would have to, if Marquette wins, then we'll still be tied. But then Marquette plays St. John's.
No, I hear you.
Saturday. So they've got 2 tough games left. Wow. That could affect their seeding, actually.
UConn's got a tough game. They got Seton Hall at home on the 8th.
Let's hope it's not a tough game.
I'm just saying. They might have their number. They might.
Well,
they might.
I feel, just in my mind thinking about it, we've played over the years, and when they've had better teams, we've always played pretty well at Seton Hall.
Decently. I know my senior year, that was a tough game for sure.
Part of it's sometimes their crowds are pretty weak, especially like a midweek game. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got ice on the floor.
Yeah.
As well.
It looks like it's cold.
It is. That's always fun.
Yeah. Oh, do you tell me, I've sat on press row at enough iced on floor arenas where I'm like, okay. Can I run back to the hotel and get a bigger fleece and bundle up here? Because it's cold, man.
Yeah, it does wear stuff to the court, too.
The worst one was in St. Louis before you got here. We played, and it was like an 85-degree day outside.
Yeah.
So they had to really crank it up to keep the ice under, for the Blues Arena.
Right.
So when you're sitting down in the press, and plus I came down with something, so you already got the chills. Oh, I went back to my hotel room, turned the heat up to about 110 degrees.
No,
and just,
I understood. I think you get the same. I want to say that might be one of the worst places I played.
St. Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just for a cold?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because then, your hands on the ball. Weird dead spots at places. Yeah.
It was a little different when we had, I'm sure that it is now when we had Creighton and Wichita there, so that at least there was a few people in the arena to warm it up a little bit,
But even at THI, like when I played on the ice, so it took a while, honestly, to get the legs moving. You'd have that cold sweat going, and you're like, this doesn't feel that great. But my Achilles feel weird. But yeah, this is nice.
Well, I want to thank our sponsors, Care Miners Home Health Care and Discount Window Door of Omaha, and we will be right back with you again on Tuesday. We'll also have a Blue Jay Banter show tomorrow. Can you join me for that? Remotely again?
I will let you know. Yep. I could probably do the remote.
All right. Yep. We'll do a remote one again. And Ross informed me he's out of town, so we'll do a short one. We'll talk some baseball. Maybe we'll see if we can get Flan to come on a Zoom call type thing.
Big fun. Doing amazing things this year, right?
Tomorrow is the senior night, so go to the Soko Arena, see the final home game. What a terrific team. Man, if they, like he said the other night, if we just get by the second quarter against UConn, the rest of the time we play them pretty even. Like they got off to a great start the other night, and then they just went into a slump, and then the second quarter was nasty. But I think they're going to be a team that's underseeded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they played like UCLA, they played UConn twice. They played some good teams. So I think when they meet up with teams in the NCAA tournament, it's not going to be a shock and awe.
No. And I just think too, like the way he's built his program, I think he's just they're kind of ready for that. Question though.
Yeah.
Debate. Quarters or halves?
What's that?
Quarters or halves?
It's been so long that we've played halves that
You gotten used to it?
Yeah, I just think quarters would be odd. Like, even at the women's game, I'm always a little bit, yeah. And the other thing is there's 4 then into clock shot, hold the ball for last shots type thing. Mm-hmm. There's only 2 in the halves. I like that better. I like teams to play it out.
A little more suspense.
But then you have 4 more opportunities for Mac to go 2 for 1, though.
There you go. As a player, the quarter makes. I love it.
Well, we're the only basketball sport in the world that plays halves.
Right. I wish they would go back to quarter.
But there's tons of stuff like that, like rules like that. Well, we're the only ones that do this. Yeah. Well, okay,
Yeah.
And
then rules change once you get to another level. So I'm like, you might as well. You'd play it one way, and then you get here, and then you play it a whole another way, and then you go another place.
Is it still that way? It used to be that way way back in Olympic basketball. You were allowed to goaltend, touch the ball on the rim. Yeah. Is it still that way?
FIBA rules. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. See, I love that.
Well, I know, but it was hard for the players to adjust. That's what I'm saying.
Caulk,
oh, yeah. Yeah. But, that was hard for players to adjust. You know what I mean? Way back.
Players. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, all right. All right. I know today is disappointing, but come on. We're two more regular season games, and then we're into the postseason, man. So we still got a chance to run this out to 24 victories this year, which would be, again, phenomenal. So let's see if we can't do that. And we'll see you tomorrow on Blue Jay Banner, and then Tuesday right back here. And it won't be such a late night edition. Game should be over by 8.
Fair. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be a blowout. It'll be one of those games that's over at 7:45.
No, I hear you. I think I got to be somewhere at 7:30 though.
I can handle it. I can handle it. I can handle it, dude.
No,
I'm okay.
I'll be on. You've
been great this year. All right. So thanks, folks. Have a wonderful Saturday and a wonderful rest of the weekend. It's supposed to start warming up again, so that's great. And we'll see you tomorrow.